Sound right, boys. Sound right, boy.
Hey, everybody. I hope you guys are all doing well. This was just a short live stream before I go into the Johnny Depp live stream, which is at like 11:15, I think. And it's going to be more about narcissists, but I didn't know until I guess a couple hours ago that a live stream was about me. So I'm going to address that really quickly. And that's it. I hope you guys are having a good Wednesday. Hey, True Crime Uncorked with Brandy, The Scoop with Barb, Bosco Monster, Positively Parker. How are you guys doing? Magician's Manor, how are you? Okay, so I'm not going to get into specifics or details about anything because I don't have time for that. And I'm not going to name my live stream about you because I don't have time for that either. Here's something that I will say about myself. So me being on the Magician's Manor, we had a live earlier today, which was amazing. It featured myself, that girl, and allegedly with Brittany. And we had an amazing conversation, just talking about the community and everything like that. And somehow or some way it got brought up about, excuse me, friends going live at the same time, different things like that. And then obviously I was, because of, yes, it was positive. I think so too. It was so, I just loved it. I loved the whole vibe. Magician's Manor, he's amazing. Make sure you guys go subscribe to him. It was a pleasure to be on his panel and I can't wait until we do it again. But it was talked about friends going live at the same time as others and stuff like that. And I guess someone, Melissa Jade, took that, and I guess that was a passive-aggressive comment about her. Let me be clear here. Okay? Yes, the chat was amazing too. I've been loving all of these channels. Positively Parker, doing great things, doing big things, Magician's Manor, even True Crime Uncorked with Brandy. Amazing, amazing, amazing. But here's what I do want to say. My opinion and my stance, don't flatter yourself. as I will continuously say the same thing over and over again. Don't flatter yourself. Just because I make a comment, that doesn't mean that it's a passive aggressive comment about you. But since you have to make everything about you, Melissa Jade, I'm going to say this. You are entitled to say whatever you want to, address whoever you want to. I don't give a shit, okay? What happened between me and you, I really don't speak about you publicly. If somebody comes to me and asks, hey, what happened with you and Melissa Jade? I tell them. But the point is that that's neither here or there, because at the end of the day, I'm not the only one, excuse me, who has these feelings about you. And I'm not bringing any other names into it because I don't do that shit and I don't play that game. But what I will say is this: just because I make a comment, your paranoia is something that you have to deal with on your own, because I don't have shit to do with your paranoia. Just because I make a comment does not mean it's a passive aggressive comment about you. We were commenting in general about basically talking about how friends go live the same time as each other. Now, obviously, if you're not a friend, that's different. We're all creators. Our live streams are going to clash with one another. But if you're a friend, that's a different story. And I don't care how many times I've had a conversation with you about our lives, possibly our live streams, possibly conflicting with one another. That conversation does not mean that you go live 3 times a day and I go live once a week, and coincidentally, every single time I go live, your live is scheduled the same time as me. That's not how it works. But the point is that you can have whoever you want to. You do what you do. That's your channel. You can do whatever you want to do. Of my ex mods, which is Boston and Heather, on your channel, that's great. I applaud you for that. But here's the thing: you are calling me fake, but yet you're sitting up on panel with somebody that you constantly thought was fake, right? But I'm the fake one. You're sitting up on panel with somebody, another person who literally just publicly is known for doxing somebody and their child. So the only person that's fake is you. And just because I make a comment does not mean it pertains to you. That's you and your ignorant paranoia. You can be paranoid, but just know, just because I talk about a comment, just because I'm talking overall in general about how I feel when it comes to creators, and then if you're friends, does not mean I'm talking about you. And that's going to sum it all up. I don't need to talk about you. I don't want to talk about you. And you can think whatever you want to think. That's on you. But like I said, I can have a general conversation and have my opinion about something, okay? I can talk about my opinion about creators that, some creators get close as friends, and like using that girl for an example. And I'm using that girl because she's a creator, like the Magician's Man or anyone. And let's just say me and that girl, I'm going through some problems or whatever. And that girl, every single time, okay, I go live. Let's just say that girl's going live, 3-4 times a day. And I'm only going live once a week because I'm going through a lot of stuff. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I don't believe in coincidences. So if for some way or somehow, every single time I'm going live, somehow or some way, your live is scheduled the same time as mine, as a friend, I'm going to call a spade a spade. And I'm going to look at that, and I'm going to look at it sideways. And another thing that I do also want to talk about is a wrench. Let me be clear here. If I ever feel like you are doing things behind my back, and I don't like what you're doing, if you are, maybe you don't stand for some of the things that you believe in, or maybe I feel like you're uncomfortable because you don't want to be surrounded around drama. Whatever it is, I will pull your motherfucking wrench because this is my channel. Okay. And I will pull your wrench because it's not that serious. Somebody could do it to me today or tomorrow, and I don't care. It's an honor and privilege to have a wrench, but it's not that serious. And it's not serious to me either. If I pull your wrench, it's for a reason. And it's up to me whether I feel like it's worth talking to you or not. Because if I would have talked to you, if I would have told you how I felt, all you would have done is what you're doing now, which is completely 100% disregard anything that I'm saying and deny it. So what's the point? If you are the type of person that I feel is not for me, or I feel like there's some, animosity, or I just feel like you're just not the person for my channel, I will pull your wrench and I don't have to tell you. That's how I am. If you don't like it, now I don't know what to tell you. And I make no apologies for that. But you're not going to tell me what we're not going to do and what we are going to do. I'll do whatever the fuck I want to do. How about that? But ultimately, in no way, shape, or form was I even talking about you at that moment. I was talking about having a conversation in general. So now is it that every single time I have a conversation about boundaries that creators set for themselves and how they feel like, this creator shouldn't go, if you're friends, calling somebody a really good friend or a best friend, and you see things, or I'm talking about how I don't think that it's right or coincidental that you're going live at the exact same time as me, every single time I say that, are you going to think I'm referring to you? Well, I'm not. Sorry, I don't care. Sorry about that, you guys. But it's not anything personal, and I don't know what to tell you. All I can say is if you're going to be up on panel with people that used to be mods for me, okay, if you're going to be up on panel calling me fake, you better make it make sense, because you're sitting up there on panel with somebody that you've constantly thought was fake, okay? Constantly. But yet you are calling me fake? Girl, bye. Okay? Bye-bye. And that's all I have to say. I'm not going to address this anymore because to me, it's not worth addressing. I've never spoken about, Melissa publicly. I wish her the very best. I hope everything works out with her channel. I hope that, she goes far. I'm sure she will. I wish her nothing but the best. But just because I make a comment, your ignorant paranoia don't got shit to do with me. Period. Because I can talk about what I want to talk about, and you're not going to tell me what we're not going to do or what we are going to do, because I'll do whatever the fuck I want to do, period. And if you want to think that that is about you, oh well. But just know that it's not. 90% of the time, it's not. I'm not talking about you. But I can tell you what, I'm not the only person that has had that experience with you. Let's put it that way. Any questions? Let me read some of you guys' comments real quick. Okay. What did I miss? Let me back it up. You didn't miss much, that girl. Hey, Gladys. How are you, beautiful? Hey, Roddy girl. Is it Rowdy? Am I saying that right? Hey, Outside the Box with Chloe Joe. How are you? Hey, Goose. It's called Guilty Conscience. Well, you're right, Manzi. I mean, I wasn't even thinking about her when I was talking about that. I was talking about overall in general. If I'm friends with Mandy C and she's going through, a tough time or whatever, And even if we were to have a conversation every day, like we're not going to we're not going to go live at the same time, or we're going to try to, but if it happens, it happens. We're creators, our lives conflict with one another. But if, you're shown proof, and Mandy C, excuse me, and Mandy C goes live, going through a lot. She goes live maybe once a week, and I'm going live 3 times a week. I'm going to tell you what, right now, if I was constantly, anytime that Mandy C went live, if I'm constantly going live the same time as her, she's going to look at me sideways. And I would assume that for anyone, but I'm not talking about just, regular creators that you're cool with or whatever. I'm talking about creators that you get to know like as a friend, and that's just my opinion, but I wasn't even talking about her, and nobody would have ever even known anything had she not did a live saying what we're not going to do is make these passive aggressive comments and she's so fake and blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, the person you used to talk about being so fake when she was my mod, and you were so worried about me when she was my mod, you're sitting up there on panel with her. Make it make sense. Okay? That's why I rarely schedule lives. I can't stand when people do that. I hear you, Mandy C, and it's not, I'm over it. It's over and it's done with now. It is what it is. People do what they do. You learn things the hard way, and I wish her nothing but the best. But just because I'm having a generalized conversation with people on panel saying, hey, this is how I look at it, and that's not coincidental, that does not mean that I'm talking about you. No, that's you and your paranoid whatever, your paranoid ass. That don't have shit to do with me, because I've never spoke to Magician's Manor. You act like I speak to all these kinds of people about you when I don't. Most people don't even know the whole story. And I'm not even going to talk about other people. I'm just talking about myself. But, the reason why I wrote the email to Granny's Watching is because at that time, she thought her channel was trying to be taken down. And some mutual friends were like, hey, can you tell her your story? You know what I'm saying? But it's not like everybody I meet, I say, oh no, don't talk to her, she's this and she's that. No, I don't do that. I would never do that. People can make their own decisions about who they watch. You know what I'm saying? And you can think whatever about me. You can think whatever you want to think, because I make no apologies for the fact that if I feel that I'm being maliciously attacked, or people are doing malicious things behind my back, and I'm being left out of mod chats purposely, all these kind of things, I promise you, if you're a mod for me, I pull your wrench and I won't tell you shit. And I don't have to. And then you act like it's so new. It's not new why I pulled Boston Koozi's wrench. I pulled her wrench for a reason. Okay. It's neither clear to me who is being discussed, nor does it matter to me. You make good points, but I think it should be okay for people to be on panels, even if their friends disagree. I agree. You're absolutely right. I'm not gonna say that's wrong. People can be on panels and disagree with somebody. Absolutely. All I'm saying is that these were, people that 2 girls that were ex-mods of mine. And I wish them the very best too. But at the end of the day, don't make it seem like just because I make a comment, and then how can you sit there and say that somebody sent you a clip? Was your name said? So because somebody sent you a clip, you chose to do a live stream about me. Also, practice what you preach, because if I went off people sending me clips on other people's live streams and they were making a comment, that's not going to automatically mean that I'm going to assume that it's about me. Like, that's ridiculous. You don't owe anyone an explanation for anything. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you are a friend, if I feel like you're worth working it out with, I probably will. lack of communication. I'm not the best at it, but if I feel that somebody's doing something behind my back, I don't want anything to do with that person. You know, you go your way, I go mine, and that's the end of it. No, you didn't miss anything, sweetie. And I'm not agreeing to you don't talk about me. I don't talk about you, not because I want drama. It's because I'm not letting anyone control my speech again. I got you, Britt. I got you. I hear you. And there's nothing wrong with that. But like I said, you know, things can be talked about, you know, behind the scenes. And I don't, I agree with people. People should be able to have a conversation behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff. Um, there's a difference between like doing dirty work behind the scenes and having adult conversations behind the scenes and coming to some kind of conclusion. But in no way, shape, or form, just because, and I'm damn sure ain't about to walk around watching what I say because you're paranoid. That's not my problem. That's your problem. That's a you problem. That's not a we problem. That's the way I always felt. And I don't care how many conversations we've had, my position still stands. And I'm going by how I seen it and what was shown to me. And it was, you know, yeah, it was hurtful. But at the same time, um, it's not as if it is being dragged on or anything like that. It's over and it's done with now. But I damn sure am not about to bite my tongue and watch the things I say just because you get paranoid. Because nobody would have never known what I was talking about, or if I was talking about somebody, which I wasn't. It was a generalized conversation. You just had to make it about you. It's so crazy. It's like people are watching just to catch somebody saying something so they can clip it and send it to someone and stir the pot. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, somebody sent you a screen clip of me saying something. So if your name wasn't said, how the fuck do you know if I'm talking about you or not? How do you know you're the only person that I've looked at in that way, or that has done that to me? You know, or in my head, I guess it's all in my head that did that to me. You don't even know. So how are you just gonna take a screen clip and run with it? That makes no sense. That girl the other night on QB was a blast. I haven't laughed that hard in so long. I love Queen Bee. I like watching her. I like how straight up she is. She's very straightforward. Always trust your intuition. And you're very spiritual, Mandy. And I'm spiritual too. It's, you know, it's not something that I want to believe, but like I said, when I was shown it, I'm like, okay. And it's not as if I didn't notice it, but that's why I never went to her about it, because I knew it was going to be denied. So it wasn't worth it to me. You know, there's some people that's worth it and there's some people that's not. And I just looked at it like, who's going to admit to this? Nobody. Nobody's going to admit to something like that, you know, even if you were to show them the proof. Oh no, you're good outside the box with Chloe. I'm so glad that you guys are here. I just wanted to address that really quick because I'm not going to make an entire live stream about this person. I'm not going to put her name in the title or anything like that. Ain't nobody trying to do no tit for tat. Like I said, I didn't even watch the whole entire live stream because I didn't even know. People came to me and told me. And they didn't come to me with no screen clip or anything like that. They came to me and said, hey, she's talking this and she's talking that. She has two people that used to be your mods up on panel, which I think are her mods now. I'm not sure, but that's neither here or there. I don't give a fuck about that either. All I'm saying is that if you didn't hear your name being mentioned, then get over yourself. Because I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about friends in general, and everyone as a creator, you set boundaries for yourself. And like I said, no matter how many conversations that we've had, no, the way that it happened doesn't add up. And I appreciate the people and the mods that I have, but I'm pretty sure that the mods that I do have very much so have figured me out. I'm a very straightforward, straight up person, but when it's with somebody that I care about, if I care about somebody, um, my communication can be off. Like, I'm not saying that's a flaw that I have to work on. Nobody's perfect. I have flaws just like everyone else. But ultimately, like I have always said, people act like getting a wrench is like getting a key to the fucking White House, and it's not. It's not. It is a wrench, and it is the ultimate compliment, but I'm very picky when it comes to my mods. I am, because I really do feel like your mods are a representation of you. And, I want mods that, stand up for the things that they believe in. I also want mods that, I have had some mods, not a lot, but I've had some mods that they don't want to be around drama. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want to hear about, me addressing NC or things like that, So I'll say, okay, well, maybe you can wrench sometimes. Maybe I'll throw you a wrench when I'm not talking about drama. Those kinds of things. But then there are people that I thought was close to me, and I looked at them in a different way. And sometimes things happen, that's life. But just because I'm having a generalized conversation talking about different things does not mean I'm talking about you. People like to make shit all about them. Sorry, it's not. Get over yourself. I had to address this really quick. Do what's best for you, Tia. If you want to speak up about an issue, then do so. I agree, Mandy C. I agree. And I will honestly say I'm really happy to see the change in you. Hey, Heather, that crippled life, how are you? It's good to see you. Never mind me. I'm legit self-proclaimed worst. No, you're not. You're silly. Wait, what? It's not a magic key to room full of gold. Good morning. Brittany, did you get a chance to put the video watermark back up? Hi, Foxy in the Boxy. I love saying that. Foxy in the Boxy. Same T. I can't say how many I've removed. And I think, and also when it comes to mods, you guys, like let's just say a bigger creator. I have seen some bigger creators that will give everybody a chance to be a mod. Like, they'll give you a wrench and then they'll take it away and give it to somebody else. And you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll go down lists. I know there's a lot of things, but I feel like when it comes to your mods, they they're a representation of you, and they they're not going to feel uncomfortable with some of the topics that you choose to talk about. But in the same sense, I care very much about my moderators and their opinions as well. So I just don't ever want to have a mod that's in an uncomfortable situation to where there are things that are being talked about and they don't want to be here for that. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I look at it like there are going to be times that I am going to talk about those uncomfortable situations. So how about I just throw you a wrench when I need you? You know what I'm saying? I've done that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if I feel like in some way or somehow that somebody is really, really doing me wrong, I'm not going to give you an explanation if I take your wrench. It's just gone. Period. It's not that serious, in my opinion. But I just love you guys. And I'm so happy that you guys were able to come in here. And hold on, let me read. They're an extension of yourself. Some people like them just to moderate inappropriate comments. Right, Mandy. And I see even with Mandy, I think, weren't you like, I think that this was a while ago when I watched you, Mandy, like you didn't have any mods for a while because you didn't trust people. That's how I am. I'm very picky about that. And everybody's different. Every creator is different. And here's the thing, you guys, and this is something that I'm going to end this on. One of the hardest things in life I don't want to say hardest things in life. I think the hardest thing to accept in life is that people don't do things the way that you would. So because they don't do things the way that you would, you automatically think that's wrong. And it's not necessarily wrong. There may not be a wrong or right way. You have to accept other people's ways of doing things and their boundaries. Now, if they're doing off the wall bullshit, yeah, that's different. But I'm talking about you may be a person that says, well, I'm going to go and have a talk with her and let her know that, she's not going to be a mod any longer. I don't do that shit. That's not me. I will take your wrench and hopefully we can remain friends and you'll be in my chat. But if you're not, that's okay too. But in the same sense, everybody's different. Everyone has their own way of doing things, and that doesn't make them any less of a person than you are, any less of a person with integrity than you are. But I do find the audacity in you're doing a live stream with two people that used to be mods for me. And like I said, I wish them the best, but at the same time, you're sitting there calling me fake right next to the person on your panel that you did nothing but call fake. So like I said, who's the fake one here? Because it damn sure ain't me. I have the thing is that no matter the opinion that I've even had about Boston, I said to her. I didn't say it behind her back. I am entitled to talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. And if you want to be paranoid about it, like I said, that's a you problem. That ain't got shit to do with me. It's not my problem. But ain't nobody going to tell me what we're not going to do and what we are going to do. Yep, we're going to do whatever the fuck I want to do. And that's how simple it is. I have mods, but they have been with me as a longtime friend and supporter. And that's amazing too. I do too. Like that girl is a mod for me sometimes, depending upon what we're talking about, but I do trust her. Goose has been here for me, and that's the thing with Goose. Like in the beginning with Goose, it was a slippery slope with her. I have definitely taken her wrench, but she stood by me and was very respectful. She told me how she felt. I told her how I felt, and we worked through it. You know what I'm saying? And she's been here for a while, almost a year now. And I'm very, very grateful to have her. I'm grateful for all my mods. Allie, she can't be here as much, but I trust her. I trust Allie. I think that she's one of the most humble, sweetest people on these YouTube streets. She's an amazing person. And like I said, I trust her. Who else? Max, everybody, like the people that I hold close to my heart, I hold close to my heart. And I'm getting better with the communication thing. Some people are forcing me to be a better communicator too. And I appreciate those people from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate those people that are like, Teaya, you are going to talk to me. Like, you're not going to avoid me. I think it's that girl that's done that. She's done that. But, once I do talk, I'm very straightforward, but communication, even with my fiance, it's hard for me. I think it's because I don't want to disappoint people when I talk to them. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. But in the same sense, I think it hurts more when you don't talk to those people. But I can definitely say by being an empath that I know the people who are worth having that conversation with and who's not. And in my personal opinion, I already knew that if I would have had that conversation, in my opinion, I think she would do what she's doing now and it would have been denied. But just because I speak about an issue, it doesn't mean that it's about you. You don't know if you're the only person that has ever done that to me. Period. You don't know. Instead of coming to me as an adult and explaining why they're upset, the person chose to block everyone during my live stream. That's what I'm saying. I remember that. Mandy C. I remember that because I remember one time I was watching you didn't have no mods. I'm silent watcher. I watch people. and you had no mods, I'm like, damn, I don't blame her shit. I don't blame nobody. Cause it's like you can't trust nobody. You just can't. And that's what it seems like. Um and I think that's just one of my biggest problems even as an adult. And I think it comes from my mom. I think it comes from, my mother was very much like that. My mom was good when she communicated, but it was hard for her to communicate. Like there's some people when they get so mad, you guys, they just close up. Every part of them just shuts down because they're too afraid of what's going to come out of their mouth, right? And then there's some people that just don't care. It doesn't mean that I'm never going to communicate. It just means I'm not ready to communicate yet. But I do think the best thing to do is be able to calm yourself, not shut down, because you shouldn't let things build up so much to a point where they build up and build up. And finally, once you communicate, you're screaming and yelling, right? So I'm getting there. I'm getting better at it. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. I'm a work in progress. What the fuck can I say? Yeah, I'm dodgy. I'm dodgy on modding these days, but I like to help if you need it. I support you, and I want you to know that. And I support you too, that girl. Thank you. Communication is key, that's for sure. Absolutely. Like I said, I think I'm getting better at it. I've kept all mine for a long time. Yes, you have, that girl. You have the same mods that you started with, and that's awesome. Some people can do that, and I think that's great. And I hope that I'll be able to do that at least with one or two. She really does seem like a sweetheart. I like Alex. She's an amazing person. Um, and I love just her whole demeanor. I get nothing but good vibes from her. So I trust her. So that's why she will always be a mod of mine. That girl you going? Yes, she is. She is. I dislike when creators throw me a wrench. If I'm given one, I'd feel bad refusing it. I hear you because it's kind of putting you on the spot, right, Mandy? In a way. Thank you, Brogan. I do like to welcome everyone, but when it comes to identifying bad comments or trolls, I am a bit slow, like a snail. But of course, there's a lot to being a mod. There is. Mods do a lot of work, and I'm not even saying I don't appreciate the mods that I did have. I do. It just didn't work out. In my opinion, there was a lot of things, and especially with Boston. But it's funny how, some people just have an amnesia when it comes to that. But even with Allegedly with Brit, she used to be my mod. And to be honest with you, seriously, at that time, I wasn't going live. I was going live maybe once a week because I was going through a lot at that time. So there was no point in keeping all of the mods that I had. But in the same sense, it didn't mean I thought any less of them, less of anybody. I just don't. When I look at the people that are wrenches for me, I don't look at them as a wrench. Most of the people that I have given wrenches to are people that I really do look at as friends, or that I think highly of, and I think highly of all of you. Alex Ayer is absolutely one of my best friends, and I will always have her back. That girl has stood by me through the absolute worst. Amen. She's the best. I love her. She's amazing. I think you're much better at communicating this year than you were. Just a little bit, though, huh, that girl? Just a little bit. Yeah, I'm trying to get better, y'all. I am. I'm not afraid to admit that I have lots and lots of flaws, and I'm trying to be better. I often hate the potential confrontation from communication. I sometimes avoid it because of that. Exactly, Heather, that crippled life. Absolutely. I think it's the look of disappointment. And like I said, I get so mad that I'm afraid the wrong things are going to come out of my mouth. And then that person will never talk to me again. You know what I'm saying? But in the same sense, it's better to communicate and let that person know. It's not all about you. So it's better to let that person know how, what's going on, because it matters how the other person feels too. And I think that's the whole problem when it comes to communications. Well, let's just do a whole live stream about communications. Uh, I'll schedule it for tomorrow or something. Because it's everybody has flaws. Some people just don't want to admit to them. Hey, Christy Marquez, how are you? Welcome. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not that great of a mod. Most people I mod for, it's more of a friendship wrench. Yeah, I get you. I get you. But I think you were a good mod, Brittany. I also adore you, Tia, and communication was really the only issue between you and I. Yeah. Listen, if you're my friend, just force me to communicate. I will. I will. And then I'll be real straight up with you. It's just that initial communication that is my problem. I like that you're honest. You don't start drama, but address it when you need to. You have amazing content. Thank you, Tokyo. I appreciate that. That means a lot. I appreciate you being here too. One thing I learned when modding. Oh yeah, I read that already. And that's something that I am never going to get used to. All of that, blocking the trolls, shit like that. Never mind. You'll get it. Don't worry. You'll get it, Foxy and the Boxy. It's a work in progress. But that's all I really wanted to address. I think you guys are amazing. I just wanted to come on here and talk about that. I am not going to dedicate a whole live stream to that because, in my opinion, it's ridiculous. Like I said, girl, bye. I don't have time for it. Just because I make a comment does not mean it's about you unless you hear your name. And to be honest with you, I don't like saying creators' names, okay? But because it can start a lot of trouble, especially when you're on somebody else's panel. But in the same sense, I would, just because you're having a conversation about it was brought up and you're talking about something, that does not mean it's about you. And I know, like I said, you want to make things all about you, but it's not about you. It's not. Over it. Moving on. I don't have time to sit here and worry about you worrying about passive aggressive comments and all that bullshit, because like I said, your paranoia is a you problem. It don't have shit to do with me, and nor am I about to tiptoe on what I talk about when I go on somebody's panel, on my own damn panel, wherever I go. I'm not about to tiptoe around a subject just because you think that subject is about you. So the only thing that I can say is if I speak on you, I'll say your name. That's how you'll know I'm speaking on you. There's no reason why I wouldn't. But if I'm having a conversation about how, it's coincidental, if it happens this time and it doesn't happen that time or whatever, that doesn't mean that it's about you. So, and nobody would have ever known because I don't talk. If somebody asks me, yes, I'm entitled to say what I want, but nobody's really ever asked me before, except for a selected few that have been through it themselves. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I absolutely love you guys. I'm about to go live right after this, and we are going to be talking about narcissists. It's not going to be that long. We're going to be talking about narcissists in the Johnny Depp case. It's not drama, but if you guys are interested, I would love to see you guys here because it's going to be, I think you guys are going to see how much narcissists exist around you when we talk about this. So that's what I'm about to do in like 5 minutes because I'm already running late to it. I appreciate you guys. Yes, we are solid. And I promise I'm working on the communication thing. I really am. But we are going to talk about Johnny Depp, mostly Amber Heard. We're going to have some fun. Let's take a break from this drama. Give me like 5 minutes and we're going to go head over there and start it. start the live, okay? I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me rant a little bit. Thank you for being understanding. Thank you to my amazing mods that were in here. It's so good to see all of you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your night, and I hope you join me for the next live in a few minutes. Deuces. Love you guys. Bye.